Pilsner. So
Ooh,
it's actually not bad.
I'm not a light beer fan like that.
But it's not bad. Like
Hmm.
it's not bad. Like I mean, I like my 5.6. What is this? five
Oh,
point two percent. It's pretty light.
I just realized I need to get my headphones on if I'm gonna do this. Huh. Maybe I don't care. Well, actually, maybe I don't care.
Maybe you don't
You know,
care. You
you
know
know
what?
what? You know what? This is gonna be a Drew doesn't care stream.
And it's a Spectre is drunk stream.
Yep. Well, we're already
Do
live,
I look?
so
Do I look?
we're
Do I
already
look drunk?
live, so it doesn't matter.
Do I look drunk?
You look sleepy. I look
No,
sleepy.
sorry, I had my eyes squinted. No, I'm not. Do I look drunk?
I don't know. I don't know what looking drunk looks like. You act drunk.
Oh.
You don't look drunk.
I don't have a look when I'm drunk. That's lame. Fuck.
You're not.
That's kind of
You
fucking
haven't
lame.
developed a drunk look yet. God, you haven't lived yet.
That's lame, everyone.
So, why we are here? For a very long time, and in the back of my brains, I've wanted to do a project where I've wanted to do something that's like a show. It's kind of like a decorative piece, but you show off your fleet with it, kind of thing. And I've had many ideas on how to do that. And the idea being that this thing is modular. You know, it caters to everyone. So if I were to put my fleet on display, it is built in such a way that I can put all the pieces of my fleet in there and show it off. And the same thing goes if I gave it to you, you could put your fleet on display. And it doesn't, it's not, there's nothing that really blocks you from putting your fleet on display. Now, obviously, there are going to be triple Legatus backers that have infinite fleets, and those are never going to work. But
we know a couple of those guys.
yeah, so so over the course of time, my mind has drifted between a bunch of different ideas, and this started with having like a thing you hang on your wall. So think of like a child's mobile. It has like the hanging shit, or like your middle school planetary project where you have all the planets like hanging. And so the idea is that you'd have like a hanging main piece, and it would have like Rice Maiden's fleet, and then you'd hang and the ships were little placards that were like laser etched with the ship in it, and you just hung them, and your fleet would be however big you wanted it to be. And I was like, this is a cool idea. That idea eventually evolved to the idea of making it into, so you got like a picture frame, and in it were hex squares, so everything was a hex. So it's kind of like the hex pieces of some board games, okay? And your ships were pieces that kind of fit into the hex pieces so that you could put your fleet in this picture frame thing in whatever way you want.
I'm gonna post this on Spectre or on. Yeah.
You are more than welcome to advertise this. I don't know how good it's going to be, but frankly, I'm not past the point of caring. So I thought that would be a cool idea, because you could do like a top down, and like small ships take up one hex, larger ships take up 2 or 3 hexes, and then you have like capital ships and they take up like 6 hexes, and all these pieces fit together, and you could make something that was all your own. And I looked into like maybe buying like an assets pack to where I could have like villages and terrain and stuff that I'd laser etch, and you could customize it and make it look. And that idea really, I mean, it's a cool idea in theory, but God, it's a cool idea in theory, but it's not. Oh God, my brother's here.
You have hot dogs?
Jesus.
I'll deep throw one of those quick. I'm kidding. What?
I don't know. I don't even want to know who you're talking to. I don't know why my brother. John. I don't even know how you got this. Did you get like a notification on Twitch that we went live? Just randomly at 11 o'clock at night? I should be in bed right now.
I'm drunk, Jonathan. I am fucking.
We've both been drinking heavily.
Cheers, buddy.
So okay. I'm gonna put something on screen for people to look at.
God, this is good beer. God damn it.
So that idea, while it's cool in theory, well, yeah, but like, did you get an email about it or something? Oh, so John, just because you're the only person here, I saw
Not
on
for long.
Amazon.
Not for long.
Amazon has an LG IPS 34-inch ultra wide for like $350. I'm very tempted to buy it to replace my dual 27s because it reviews pretty well. People are like, "Oh, it's 1080p," but I'm using the AMD software to boost my 1080p monitors to 1440. I don't really see a difference, to be entirely
I
honest.
got
I think
buzzes
it
on
looks.
Leaks Discord. Leaks.
Did you posted it in leaks?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh
General
God.
answer to the chat.
You're breaking up on me, by the way.
Hmm.
Oh well, I'll just keep an eye on it. Um, oh, your webcam's okay. There you are. You're back. Um, so yeah, so John, I've been tempted to buy it. You can look it up on Amazon. It's like a 34-inch LG ultra wide, 1080p. I think it's probably a good value considering like most of them seem like they're $800 to $1,000 right now. Um, But anyways, getting back to what I was saying, so I had this idea of doing like a picture frame with like hex tiling pieces that you built basically a ship out of, and it's a great idea in theory, but I couldn't put the pieces together in my mind like how it would all work because there's a lot of art aspects to it, and it's like I couldn't. I wanted to do like buildings and whatnot, but I'd have to go commission artwork for it, and it seemed like a lot of a hassle for something that was kind of something I'd do on a whim. So this leads me to the current plan. So the current, oh, okay, yeah, I lost you. You're back. So this leads me to the current plan. The current plan is I want to do a thing that sits on your desk, something that you can have at work. Um, and what it is you have 3 rows. Okay, you're gone again. You're back again. I'm just gonna keep talking, assuming that you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
whole time I can hear you. I don't know what's going on.
your webcam keeps cutting in and out.
Yeah, well, this $100 webcam is shit.
Well, you're breaking up voice wise too, so I think it's your. Tell your son to stop playing Fortnite.
Stop putting porno.
So anyway, so getting back to what I was saying, so I had the idea of doing like a tiered thing to where you have something that sits on your desk. It's relatively low profile. It's probably going to be I'm going to target maybe 14 inches across just for convenience sake.
That's what she would want to target too.
Oh, God.
Always 14 inches.
I'm sad that that's not moose drool, to be entirely honest.
Oh God.
So anyways, so we're gonna start modeling my crazy idea
Yes.
here.
Okay. Yeah. Let's actually try and be somewhat serious here.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
11
okay.
o'clock, and we're gonna see how far we can get in an hour.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. So first things first, we're gonna have a base, and I think I said 14 inches across, so it's gonna be
Yep,
14.
14
And
inches.
then what we need to have is we need to have a depth. So the idea is that we're going to continue to build. So imagine you have a base and it's like 14 by like 4 inches deep. So it's long and not very deep. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it has
a
3
good ratio.
tiers. So it has like a tier in the front and then a tier behind it that is a little bit higher and a tier behind it that is a little bit higher. Okay.
Oh,
And
I
then
like that.
on
I
those
like that.
tiers, I'm gonna put like a character piece for a board game. How it has like the stand and then the cardboard
Yeah.
that sandwiches in. So it's a
Yeah.
2D character, but it's got a base.
Yeah,
I want to do that with ships in your fleet. So what I'm
Oh,
gonna
I like
do
that.
is I'm gonna have on the front are gonna be small ships, and each of those tiers have a hex cut base in it so that they snap in, or not snap, they just locate well. Okay. And in the front, small ships take 1 hex. So you'll have a hex base and then your vertical plate that will have the ship like a forward, almost kind of looking slightly down view, laser etched into the plate. And so your front row will be your small ships. Your second row will be your medium ships, okay? And maybe I'll do 4 tiers. You'll have small, medium, large, and then capital, okay? And so the next tier might have medium ships, and a medium ship will take up 2 hexes side by side and have obviously a bigger picture of the ship laser etched in to match kind of the scale. Okay? And then behind that you have your large ships, and it'll take up 3 or 4 hexes, and then laser etched in, and then behind it will be capital ship, and maybe it's one capital ship takes up the entire row, and it's laser etched in on its little placard. And so when you're looking at this thing, it's not very deep, which makes it good to sit on a desk somewhere.
Yeah, but it's
but
detailed
now
enough that
you
you're...
have this tiered, easy to view, kind of 3D looking fleet of your own that you can customize. It's like, oh, look at this front row. I have my Blade, I have my Ursa, I have my Banu Defender,
really
and it's
cool,
like,
actually.
oh, I sold the Banu Defender. Let me just chuck that in the trash and put my shiny new Grey Cat Rock mining vehicle on there.
Grey Cat Rock. No, that is a beautiful idea. All right, let's
okay, so here's the question we have to ask ourselves now, okay? How deep do we want this? Like, obviously, if I go deeper, it doesn't fit super well.
If you're gonna go 4 layers.
Well, okay, so let's think of this rationally, okay? Okay, if I'm 14 inches across, if I make my hexes an inch deep, that doesn't make them. See, that's the problem. Is it doesn't make them very. Okay, so let's see. If we have if we're 14 inches across and we do inch hexes, okay, that puts us at 14 hexes across. Okay, let's hypothetically say a small ship is 2 hexes, which means you can get 7 small ships in the front, and then for medium ships, let's say it's
3 hexes. 4 hexes and then 5 hexes.
Well, 4 hexes. I mean, because that basically puts us at what? Basically 3 medium ships.
Okay. So we might have to change the size here. Let's think. Okay, so small ship is 2 hexes, medium ship is 4, large is 6, and capital is 8 or something stupid.
Well, so I was going to do
8.
like the capital is pretty much going to be the entire. So here's the thing: is that like we very quickly have to make a decision of do we divorce ourselves from the actual scale. Like,
well, if you're putting a capital ship on there, you don't give a shit about all your little ships. You want to show your capital off.
That's true. Well, so that's the thing.
So
is that's
that
why I
makes
have
sense.
it tiered and getting bigger. Because obviously your javelin will be like the overarching thing, and then your smaller ships will be in front of it.
So it's okay. I like that. That's yeah. Let's do that.
Maybe for simplicity's sake, we'll unify sizes so that we'll unify sizes to a small degree. So if we did small ships were, let's see, that's an inch. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say small ships are 1 tile.
Okay, what?
Okay, because then large ships can be.
We'll find out.
Large ships, medium ships can be 2 tiles. Large ships can be 4 tiles. Capital can be the whole thing. I guess. Because that's the thing is it's like it's. I'll be honest and state that what I am saying right now isn't going to work for a lot of people's fleets because there are a lot of people with multiple capital ships. But I think what we're going to do is
everybody has their
going to be called the fleet showcase. It's what you want to show off. You know?
Yeah. So it's what are your, like, for example, I have a lot of big ships, but you want to know my favorite ship besides the P-72, which is a dinky little thing? The Pioneer. The Pioneer and the P-72 are my 2 favorite ships out of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, now they're completely different end of the spectrum, not even just size-wise, but...
I lost you, Emery. I don't know if you can... That is an awesome screenshot, by the way, of you just, like, pouring your heart out. Let me see if I can replicate that. Oh, dang it. You caught back up. I was trying to replicate the frozen webcam that you had. You were like...
Am I still here?
Yeah, you're here now.
Okay, well, I'm picking my nose right now. I'm scratching it. It's
okay,
itchy.
so let's say... So we're going to go with... we're gonna go with this thing being 5 inches deep. Okay, I think that's a little bit
5 inches
bigger.
is average. Yeah.
God,
Hey,
I'm
hey,
Magnum.
drunken stream, man. What do you expect?
Who are you talking to?
You.
Oh, okay.
Drunken stream. What do you expect?
That's
Sorry.
true. So
There's 5 people. There's 5 people watching.
I know we're doing something right, I guess. Wait, but
I mean,
yeah, guess what? Two of those are us.
well, fuck, whatever.
Okay,
One's from
so
Leaks Discord, I bet.
probably he's gonna go back and be like, I don't know why.
It's fucking hater. I
I don't
bet
know
he's
why
probably like,
this Rice Maiden guy is
no, it's
streaming.
Box2S. He liked my stream share.
Ooh.
Hi, Box2S. I have no idea who the fuck you are, but welcome.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with. See, here's the problem I have is like I don't want to go too deep because it kind of defeats the purpose of like having something that sits on a shelf. I'm gonna go for 4.5 inches, and we're gonna see.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's go with that.
Because here's how the stack up goes. Because when you spend
That's
time with me,
crooked,
you
by the
realize
way.
that I think like an engineer, and I'm thinking like an engineer right now. And so here's the
Dude,
stack.
you're always thinking like an engineer.
I know that's why I'm
Rice Maiden.
insufferable to be with.
No, you're not insufferable. You're a great guy.
So here's how the stack up's gonna work. Okay, I'm gonna go a 1/2 inch for the placard. So this is Rice Maiden's fleet. Then the next 4 inches in 1 inch increments are going to be the hex tile tiers. So small, medium, large, capital. Okay. So
yeah, I think that's a good start. Let's try that.
Okay. So here's our base. Okay. And we're gonna make this. Oh god, we're gonna make this that. Okay, and this is gonna be called our base. Okay, so we've got our base, and then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put our placard plate on the front. Okay, so we can get that out of the way. So I want the placard plate to go back 1/2 inch. Okay, so it's going to lean back a little bit. So basically it's going to be a plate. Then I'm going to have lock into place, and then it's going to have some little runners that come up and basically support it.
Yeah, you want runners. It just
So the big question is then, do I have the placard cover up slightly the bottom of my small ships? Because think about it this way, because
a little overlap's okay, like a little bit. Like
here's the thing.
A little bit.
The way it's set up, the ships are going to. I'm trying to do this for the webcam. I'm fucking this up. The ship in front is gonna partially obscure kind of the base of the ship behind it.
Yeah.
And so when you get to the front row, maybe. I'm thinking I might have the placard come up to a point where it's slightly obscuring the base to where really the only thing you should be seeing is the ships. You should never really be like seeing what the base of this little thing is.
So you want to cover the back half of the base of the previous of the ship ahead of it.
Yeah. So
you have no reason to see the back. So say for example the ship is 2 centimeters in size, and the base is 4 centimeters. You want to cover the back the back part of that base to have the next tier of the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense because you don't need to see that. You want to see the front part so you know there's a ship starting there, but there's no reason to see the back part when you see the next ship starting.
Yeah.
And it can overlap a bit because it still points out what you're trying to do with, yeah.
Yeah, I think I've decided I'm gonna make it. Shit.
Yeah, I think it's
tilted back quite a bit, but I think that's acceptable. So I'm gonna do my placard plate at 1 inch thick. I don't want it to be like too tall because I don't want it to take up a ton of space because it's not the focal point of what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So we're just gonna go with that guy, and then I'm probably gonna model this really crudely, and then I'll end up refining it later. So if we look at this, let's play with our tiers really quick. So if I want the base obscured, then I'm gonna have to drop this down. Let's go down 1/4 inch. Okay, I like that. I like the 1/4 inch. Okay, so we go back an inch,
Yeah.
and this will be our first base. So this is small tier, so small.
Like a small boy, like a little
So
small boy,
tier
like
1.
like the little penguin that keeps getting pushed over.
Okay, so there's our tier 1, and then behind it,
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Oh shit.
you
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
how this is coming
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
Yeah. Yeah. I like
I'm gonna
that.
start
Oh
tiering it.
okay.
So
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
the question
Okay.
remains is like, how high do I go with this? Do I go?
Just keep doing that. Just do that 4 levels. Just that simple.
So
Just take
do
the
I go like
front
a
part
half
there.
inch?
Copy.
So do I want to say, um, this is now tier 2 is right
Just
here.
go in. Just go in about
Because your small
even
ship's going to be like that. Well, not that
go in.
tall, but
Yeah. No. Well, no. Go in. Maybe even 15. I don't know. Okay.
Well,
What's the
I
width
feel
of
like a
that?
half inch is
What's
really tall, but maybe I'm just crazy.
okay? How far? How big are those pads? 1 inch?
They're
Like in
1 inch deep.
yeah. No. 1 inch deep, but like width wise. Like how
Like
wide versus long?
14 by 1.
Okay, so go in 2/5 of an inch, overlapping the other one. Just see what that looks like.
Like pull it forward?
Yeah, just pull it forward a little bit.
No, we're not doing that.
No. Okay, I thought that's. Yeah.
No,
Okay,
no.
that's what I
So
thought
the
you were going
overlap
for there.
the overlap I was talking about earlier is this right here, where you can see the placard is obscuring the base from the front. So
Oh,
the
that
person
part
in
of it. Okay,
front
sorry. I
doesn't
thought you meant
see
like.
what the mounting is.
Oh, okay.
And the
Okay.
same
Yeah.
thing happens with the second row is you should have small ships in front that's going to be kind of
Oh, okay.
obscuring
That
the
I
look
like that
of
better.
this. Yeah. I just don't
Okay.
know if I want it to come up this high. I'm going to drop it down.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Go
drop it
down to
down
like
an
a.
eighth of an inch just because I don't like that. So, okay, so tier 3 then if we follow this is going to be up 3/4 of an inch, and
There we
somehow
go.
I've messed this up. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out how I messed this up. Oh, hey, my UI isn't working still for some reason.
So your
Okay.
Star Citizen UI bug has transferred over to your other programs.
Yeah, literally.
Damn.
Give me my. Let it work. Okay.
CIG.
Okay, I need to figure this. So I want it to be 3/4 of an inch. So we're gonna do, and for all the people out there that are watching who are in some other country, Emery, yes, I'm doing this in SAE and not metric. Sue me.
Canada, we kind of you can have inches and centimeters in the same sentence. It's not that weird.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean that's the thing is like as much as I understand metric and I can work in metric, I do a lot of stuff in imperial at work.
I mean,
just because.
that's what the standard is. Your gold
Okay,
standard
so
down there.
the more that I look at this, the more I don't think the tiers are high enough.
Well, it looks like a high school bleachers.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm going for.
Yeah.
We're gonna
But I
raise.
mean, okay.
We're gonna
but,
raise.
but,
We're gonna raise all these. We're gonna raise them all an eighth of an inch again.
Why don't you just? Can you not? Do you have a model ready?
There's no models in this.
Okay, I was
I'm
say,
gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the crowning jewel of my idea here. Once we get to a point where I put a ship in. Okay, and then you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, Drew, you're a words that are not allowed on Twitch genius. Okay.
Einstein would be proud.
He's looking up from hell right now.
Looking up from hell.
Looking up from hell right now. He's like, God damn that Drew. He's a dynamo right now, slaying Star Citizen stuff. Okay, so we're just gonna leave the bleachers right now. We're not gonna we're not gonna put in any. We're gonna fast track this to the crown jewel of what we're working on, so that we can show off what it is I'm looking at. So one of the things that I'm kind of tempted. So originally I was gonna do kind of hex pieces in these, to where like pieces lock in. But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, well, am I doing hex pieces? Am I just creating more work for myself? Because the hex pieces, even though they lock things in place, it's like, who cares? You know, this isn't a game.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
isn't a game
but
board. I mean, it makes it look better, I guess. But okay,
it
so
can be
we'll.
satisfying for the for the user experience too. Like, I mean, you gotta
That's
look at
true.
it that
Okay,
way.
so
Like,
so
how
let's.
satisfying is it to set that in there? Just kind of completes that whole. It kind of, it's that last little. It's in. It's it's there. It's not just sitting there. It's in there.
That's true.
So,
Okay, so here
you
let's.
know.
Okay, so here's gonna be a square. Okay. So, and something I just realized is that this is not an inch wide, and therefore probably problematic. But
Wait, I thought that was an inch wide.
it's a six-sided figure. So
Oh
actually,
well,
yeah,
yeah.
wait,
All
yeah,
right.
you're right. It is an inch wide. I'm an idiot because it's on the radius. So yes, it is
Yeah.
an inch wide figure. I'm an idiot.
No, you're not an idiot. You're just drunk like me. It's
We're
called
we're
a drunk stream
we're
for a reason,
having a
folks.
good having a good time.
When are we getting a refill on our drinks? Cause I'm out.
I still got some.
All right, well, hurry up so we can get a refill. I mean,
Thank you for reminding me.
yeah. Drink, drink, drink.
Okay,
I need
so
more.
I guess I will really quickly make the hex pattern in the base that I was thinking of, because it will be driving some of the decisions that I do.
Absolutely.
Now
Yep.
the $1,000,000 question is: do I put the hex pattern between each of the hexes? And I think the answer to that is probably yes, for sincerity's sake. Oh god.
Well, they have to. Yeah, they
This
have
is
to be
gonna-
connected via the widest point.
This is gonna take forever. We're gonna shortcut this by using what Drew. Oh god. It's not. Oh shit. Okay. It was having some issues. But I got them. Worked
That's the
out.
perfect gap right there. Yep.
Okay. So here's that, and then now that we have 4, let's go to that, and then.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if
Yeah.
you were looking at the webcam. I'm being such a dork.
And that didn't work. Great. Fantastic.
It should click there. There. No, you have. I thought you had it there.
I thought I had it too, but we all can't be winners.
We're all wieners.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
there you go.
this is okay. So that's the center, which means that I need to translate this over.
How totally
this
off
much.
topic.
Yes.
How tiny is that little tiny little nick at the bottom there?
What? This like crossover right here?
Just at the very bottom between the two. Yeah. How small is that?
What?
Like
I don't understand.
never mind.
you.
Never mind. Never mind. Just never mind. It's a waste of time.
Emery.
I'm just.
Emery. Tell me more about what you were talking about. You know, we might be on the precipice of greatness right now. Hey, it's
could be.
Starlet.
Hi.
Wait.
Scarlett.
Okay. Yeah. I
I was hanging out with
lean in.
Scarlett earlier and with Jurin and a few other folks for a bit. We were.
Welcome to the stream.
She shoved her. She shoved her.
We
list
are
inside my
on
carrot.
the precipice of greatness right now.
We are.
Basically,
you know
what happened?
Yeah,
No.
Drew, you
Okay.
say it.
Basically, what happened was we played Star Citizen. Emery and I were playing Star Citizen, and we 30K'd in a server. My HUD never came up. We were having a terrible time. It was one of those nights where it's like Star Citizen is just not working for us. And I was like, Emery, you know what? I've had this idea for a long time and I keep putting it off. And so myself, as the master of fleet picks in Spectrum, have wanted to do I've wanted to do a project where you basically show off your fleet on like your desk at work. And so, because of that idea,
They're making a new high school
it's very true. It is becoming more Bleacher-like.
Social distance hexagons. That's a new thing. Social distancing hexagons.
This is the thing that you can have on stream and like be like, hey, look at my ships in the background. Aren't they cool? So, anyways, we're making something to show off your fleet with that may or may not end up being a good idea, but we're going to see it to the end to see if it actually was a good idea. So that's why I say we could be on the precipice of like greatness, and this could be something that is wildly accepted by the masses, or it's something that is wildly decried from the masses as my worst work yet. It's all possible. Okay.
Yeah,
look at I've made hex bleaches. So, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do small ship, okay? So small. Okay, so the ship has to have a base, and we're going to give it a generous allowance on that base so that it fits within the hex. Okay, so here. I'm not paying attention to whether or not my screen is actually centered on the stream, so if it's insufferable, yell at me.
My eyes are really itchy, so I'm scratching my eyes a lot trying to look at the stream. It's weird.
There's a disease for that.
I have dry eye, I think.
That's what they all say.
Probably getting dehydrated.
Okay, so we have our base, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to make the plate that goes upward on it. Okay, so I need to pick a face. Okay, so it's looking like we don't have a ton of room for our small ship, and that's okay. That's okay, Emery. You don't have to have a ton of room for your small ship.
I might cry though, because I don't own any small ships. I mean, what?
You don't own any small ships?
I don't really fucking care. I mean, besides the P-72, which I do care about.
Do you really not own any small ships?
Besides the I don't own the I don't know. What do you consider a small ship? I own the Nox.
Okay, that's a small ship. Yeah, so that
okay,
that
but I mean those that's it. Like other than that, then you jump up to a frickin'
I'll go on.
Scarlet, you're not supposed to tell anybody about that. You're not supposed to. I did not mean to do that earlier. My poor P-72. I feel horrible. Okay, I had that Banyu paint specifically brought in through a special dealer, and
wait, what?
It was expensive, and
did you say horrible. Banyu paint?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean the fucking Banyu guy who. Oh, that was for my Nox. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm like, you crazy.
No,
you
I was
crazy man.
On Jurin's stream, I had a Banyu contractor supply paint for my ships, and Jurin was scratching up my Nox. He kept on crashing it into like dragonflies, and I'm like, Jurin, you're gonna scrape that paint, and it's gonna cost a lot of money, because you know, and so I was disappointed. And then my P-72 kind of fell off the side of the building, so.
That sounds like a problem.
It was a problem. And Scarlet's never going to let me let it down, so thanks, Scarlet.
Wait, you keep saying Scarlet, isn't it Starlet?
Starlet. I'm drunk. Drunk, damn it.
Okay,
Scarlet,
so
sorry.
this piece is a little over an inch wide, which means that I probably want it. You know, I'm gonna make it. Do I make it square? So that's a $1 million question.
No,
do I make it? You know, I'll make it slightly taller. I'll make it slightly.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna go for I'm gonna go for 1.25 because um, I want the view of the ship to be slightly downward, so it's gonna kick the ass end up, and it will have
Yeah.
a little bit more vertical profile. So we're gonna go with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's.
Okay, so let's do this. Wait, what the hell's going? Oh, it's because I'm not drawing. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and we can adjust it later if it's too tall.
14 inches, Starlet. And those hexes are an inch each.
God, this is just gonna forever be named like the Fleet Benchers.
Yeah, well,
Sorry,
just, yeah,
Fleet Bleachers.
yeah, it's the
Wow.
Bleachers now. That's its nickname. That's its code name, the Bleachers.
Okay, so this is the hex small face. Hex small, and then we're gonna make it the size that I need. Okay. Okay, so here's what we're looking at right now for kind of something that a ship would fit on. Come on, give me this. And I'm gonna really quickly.
Well, we're hoping for Rice to flesh out his AeroMaiden models, and this will be something we use towards that. So yeah.
This is just a. We never intended to stream tonight. It was more of
No,
a.
no, this is a shits and giggles stream.
Yeah, this is a. We're giving back to the community. We're doing something that's going to change the landscape of Star Citizen
But I am out
forever.
of
The
beer.
project
I
is
need to go
going to
upstairs.
succeed because we did this stream tonight. Mark my words.
I'm gonna
Okay.
grab another beer,
Okay.
and then when I come back,
The project will be done by the time you get back.
No, it won't, because I have to go up a flight of stairs, Drew.
Okay, fine.
Unless I fall and kill myself, then maybe.
No, those are words you're not allowed to use on Twitch.
Oh, I mean, fall and injure my weenus on my elbow here.
Better. Okay, so I'm basically making.
That looks like a game of Guess Who.
I'm basically making a game. I'm making the game of Guess Who right now.
Oh god, so good. I love it.
Okay,
I'll be right
so
back.
we're gonna rip the Band-Aid off and basically extend this out so we can see what the full set of chaos looks like. And then because I want to get to a point where people start to understand my crazy vision that I have right now, we're going to go make the artwork for this. And I don't know why. So I will say it right now. It's going to become a problem that I have like 14 of these in the front because clearly, well, I mean, some people I guess own 14 small ships, but I mean, being like an inch by an inch, like it's not very big. And I mean, obviously I obviously want my laser cutter my laser cutter is going to be engraving the ship on these pieces. And if they get too small, it's your laser engraving doesn't look all that great. So like obviously probably the crowning point of this is going to be the ships that are not small. I mean, who has small ships, right? So okay, so we're gonna get to this point. So yeah, so John, they're flat, and basically what I'm gonna do is, and we're gonna get to that right now, actually. So let me save this and flip over to Keyshot, and I'll show you what I'm talking about with what I want to engrave on these pieces, because that's the thing is like, part of this is that I want it to be quick. I don't want this to be something that's like, oh, the 3D printer's got to print for the next 48 hours. It's like, no. I want a cool looking like engraving of the ship on the front of it. Yeah, it's going to be basically etching the outline, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do because it's going to be a very detailed outline of the ship. Kind of in line with what I have been doing for a lot of the AeroMaiden stuff, but so let's see. I want to save this. Come on, hard drive. I know you can spool up. Welcome back.
Yeah, I am back.
Oops.
Back from outer space.
All right, Star Citizen. This is going to be called the Bleachers. Somehow I
The
hit caps lock.
Bleachers. The Bleachers of guess who?
Let's see. Bleacher. Wow, I can't spell bleachers right now. Cool. So we got this saved. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to flip over to Keyshot. And if you give me a second, I hopefully have Keyshot still set up in here to where I can set it to Keyshot. And then, oh, it's probably still set up for, yeah. So it's still set up for, you know what, I'm feeling lazy. I'm not gonna set this up properly. I'm just gonna fix this.
Being lazy is not acceptable.
There you go. That's all you're getting of Keyshot right now. So enjoy it.
Booyah, boy!
Let's see if I can get rid of. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do in Keyshot is we're gonna load something small. Let's see what ship should we do? What small ship? Maybe 300s. Well, I don't know if I have the new 300 series models.
Do a. I don't know. Let's do a fun ship that we've never heard of before. An RSI ship. No, I'm kidding.
I guess I have the Auroras.
Aurora. Yeah, RSI Aurora.
Do I have?
Yeah, Aurora. That's perfect. Because it's a starter ship everybody knows, right? So.
Yeah, that's true.
Or even the Mustang.
Okay, yeah, let's do the Mustang because I know I have the.
Yeah, Mustang's a little bit more popular.
Okay, so Mustang Alpha, and then. Oh wait, that's the light file. I don't want that.
Your brother had a question.
Oh, I already answered that.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Well, this says light. I hope it's not too light. Okay, so we got the Mustang here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to basically turn it like this. So now we have this cool, like, outline of the ship. And what I want to do is, you know, obviously I could do, like, a head-on that's boring. I want to do kind of this slightly downward angle so you get kind of more of a profile of the ship. So we're going to go for 90 degrees. And then we're going to do an inclination of like 15 degrees. And we're going to get rid of our background. We're going to get rid of the ground shadow. And so basically all we have is this profile of the ship. And that's going to be what gets laser etched onto the little token that you see. Is this level? Yeah, it is level. Cool. Okay, so this is what's going to get laser etched onto the token. So, John says gross. It is gross. That's why nobody likes them.
I don't think it's that bad of it. I mean, it has
it's the better option. It's the better option. I'm not a fan of the Aurora,
yeah.
So. Okay,
has a
so
beautiful view,
I'm gonna boost this line weight a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna boost it. I'm gonna boost it a lot more. Boost it enough to where it's gross. Let's render this out.
Gross.
So it doesn't take super long. Mustang. Okay, we're gonna render that. Oh, that is gross. We're gonna stop that. This needs to come down.
Word of the night, folks. Gross.
Okay, we're gonna try this again. I hopefully turned down the. Oh, so hopefully if we get choppy, I hopefully have turned down the rendering to the point where it doesn't like kill the stream.
Kill it with fire.
Okay, so actually I'm gonna turn this down even more just so make sure that we don't have a problem. I'm gonna pause that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into Photoshop really quick, and I'm gonna hopefully hide the white so that Actually, you know what? I've got a better idea. I should be able to render this without the white background. Photoshop file, include alpha. There we go. Okay. So we're going to render this now. And in theory, I should be able to load this into my modeler. Okay. So let's see. Now, Photoshop never loaded, apparently. So basically, I'm going to take what you're seeing. I'm going to remove the white so that I just have the image, and then I'm going to throw it into the model so that you can see what it is that I'm talking about. So you can be like, Drew, your idea, it's still crazy, but I can kind of see where you're coming from.
Just for everybody's curiosity, I'm drinking a Belgian-style wheat ale. So.
Ooh.
Yes. Just in case anybody give a shit, because I'm sure one or two of you did.
Okay, I got the PNG. Let's hop back over to our modeler. Okay. All right, so now that we're here and we have our ship, let's load.
It still looks like Guess Who. I'm sorry. It's so good. I love it. I fucking love it.
You love my bleachers?
I fucking love your Guess Who bleacher.
Oh, that's okay. So if I had more alcohol in me, I would think it would be a great idea to start a game of Guess Who, but it was ships. So it's like,
okay, well,
does your ship have jump point antennas?
Okay,
yes.
Actually, you know
okay.
what?
Is it the Carrack?
That's
cool.
I
win.
That's actually a good game idea. Let's license that with CIG.
That's not a bad idea to make like a Guess Who.
Good. Let's fucking do it. CIG, you hear to hear? We want that license agreement.
God.
So hook us up. Talk to Drew.
Where the hell is my?
I get 10%.
Here we go. Okay. Where's my poorly done PNG? Not an opaque. Okay, in theory, this should.
I like the way you're going with this. Like I think this is actually very smart because you could, if you really wanted to, you could like really go crazy with this and make this into a, like like the Star Wars miniatures game where you turn these, you have those little things you put on the board. You could like make these Star Citizen miniatures. You take these little things out and you could have like a game you could play with these if you really wanted to, on a big table.
So, this is. Yeah, I recognize that the small ships were just going to be a problem in general. Because they're just kind of small. I mean, I'm worried that my 3D printer, like, the resolution of it isn't going to be super conducive to something this size to where maybe I should make small ships double.
It could just be better if it was a
okay,
silhouette.
so here.
Or double it, yeah.
Yeah,
double it
up. Bear with me for a second. So, shit, did I just do that? Okay, I didn't. Okay. So let's move this back to the center. Why is this image off center? This bugs me.
That is a little funky, junky. Why is that? Was it because that little middle?
No, I think I rendered it off center. Okay, so scale is going to be bigger. There we go. I think this is more.
Oh, okay.
I think this is better.
It's a done deal. It's doubled. No going back.
Oops.
Can't go back on that, Drew. You heard it here, folks. Double or nothing.
Can't go back. Done deal. Cash money. Pay us up front.
Yeah, you heard that, Jonathan.
Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at is your fleet is going to be built up of these placards that have your ship on it laser engraved. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for shits and giggles, let's do one more just so we have some variety.
Let's do an Aurora or an Arrow. Do you have an Arrow or?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have the Arrow here.
Cool.
So here.
Little Neatus McFetus. But
Okay, so we got a second one. Let's pop back over to Keyshot, and we're gonna dump.
Drew, you're not drinking enough. It's drunk stream, not every drunk
I've had a
stream.
full 22 already. I don't. I'm. Oh, there's still more in it.
Yeah, you gotta fucking finish it, man. I told you. There
It's
you
done.
go.
The deed has been done.
Now you need to drink another one.
God, it's almost midnight.
I know. You don't want to get. You gotta work tomorrow. I get it.
I forgot what we. Oh, Arrow. Okay, so. Oh, wow.
No, Jonathan. The idea is you want a little, uh, there's a bit overlap, like
So
25%.
yeah,
Kind of
so
like,
so the idea is that I want a little bit of overlap because I want the ships to cover kind of the base of the ships behind it because it seems kind of unsightly.
yeah, there'll be enough of the ship showing behind it that you know what it is without a shadow of a doubt. If we have to adjust it by 1/8 of an inch, we could, but
Please,
I think it'll
load.
be fine. But it's something we can keep an eye out for, I guess.
Please load properly. Oh, we've got Mr. Equilibrium, welcome to the stream. And Troggy is here. Toggy. I always get that. I always want to say Troggy.
we got 9 viewers right now.
Wow, shit.
Welcome everyone.
Almost midnight.
Welcome to
maybe
our
I go to
1 a.m. / midnight drunk sleem. Street.
Well, that's a bit of a rendering issue right there.
Welcome to whatever this fucking thing is.
That's a bit of a rendering issue. Well, I wonder if we can fix that.
Yeah, AeroMaiden does not have titties. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah, that's a rendering issue. We're gonna have to pick a different ship because I have to redo the arrow because it doesn't render properly. So pick another small ship. Hawk.
Gladius.
Hawk.
Gladius. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let's do the Hawk. Hawk Light, which I think should be fine. People that like.
Oh yeah, we could do a ground vehicle, Nova.
I don't remember what angle I said this was supposed to be at. I'm just gonna go with 20 again. Okay. Yeah, we could do a ground vehicle next here.
Yeah, let's do a ground vehicle next. Good idea, sir.
Okay, cool.
Toggy.
Look at that. The Hawk comes in beautifully. I'm gonna try to center it up a little bit more this time.
15 degrees, he says.
And actually, what I might do is I might make
Sasters 25 says you are handsome, AeroMaiden.
Why, thank you.
He is a good-looking guy. He's German. All German folks are.
I mean, I'm not from Germany, but.
You're 100% from Germany. You were born in a beer keg. Your mother gave birth to you
lie
in a beer
about my
stein.
origins.
Yeah, like your mother was in a beer, like, yeah, you know what? I don't know.
Fought a bear in World War II.
Ooh, we're getting raided.
Wait, we're getting raided?
By a Dr. Huru.
Dr. Huru?
Dr. Huru.
Welcome, party of 3. We are
keyboards.
mildly intoxicated, working on a project that I've been wanting to do for a while. So, welcome to the madness.
That's my keyboard. Nothing
I will
special.
I will be back to the model here in just a second. I need to. Hopefully, our stream doesn't break up too much while I render this really quick. Actually, I want to make sure I had the settings right on that. Yep,
It's just RGB. Right. It's nothing fancy. It's a $150 keyboard. Just.
Now, obviously, when I get back to the model, people will realize that
it's just analog. It's not like it's not.
Ships are coming in with the white section in the center. That's not how it's going to be in the real thing. It's just the black's going to be the only thing that shows. So let me get the Hawk saved out really quickly.
I have 3 kids. I can't afford like a stupid Razer keyboard or something fancy like that, unfortunately.
What? You don't have those sweet sponsorship deals?
I don't. I see Razer reached out to me, and I told them they weren't good enough, and I regret that decision because I realized I wasn't good enough, and then it just became a weird, awkward situation. So.
All right, so we're back in the model. For those of you that are just joining us, this is kind of what we're doing. I had a crazy idea where I wanted to make something to show off your fleet, and I basically had this bleachered idea of you would have these. So this would be made out of wood, like most of my projects are, and I would basically be laser engraving a picture of the ship on these placards. The front row would be small ships, then medium ships, then large ships, then capital ships, and so it gets big as it goes back. It kind of adds depth to it. It's not too
Yep.
deep to where you couldn't put it on your desk and show off to your coworkers and be like, "Hey, look at this. I've dropped $5 grand
Nice.
into the game and I'm single, so date me."
Doctor Huru, you build keyboards on stream and stuff. Is that what you do?
Is that what he does? Because that's kind of cool.
That is really freaking cool.
Oh
wow,
wait. Where are you seeing? Oh, my chat entirely stopped. So
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
didn't.
reading this in chat.
Dr.
Yeah,
Haru, I have a.
that is really cool, man.
I have a Redragon. It's mechanical. I really need to replace it with one that has the keypad on the end because I do a lot of spreadsheet stuff and it sucks not having a keypad. I am a forever split V keyboard person. I'm like one of the only people I know that can swap back and forth between a split V and a regular keyboard, and it doesn't phase me one bit. I've because I took my old
Late
split
90s call. They want their keyboards back.
Well, I took my split V I took my split V to work, and so I have my old Microsoft split V at work, and my coworkers can't stand it. They look at it and they're like, "That I can't use that like witchcraft you have," and I'm like, "This is the best thing ever." I prefer the if I could get like a mechanical keyboard with like a split V in it, I'd be in heaven.
There you go, Doctor Huru. Make split keyboard.
Somebody probably sells one. See, that's the thing is like people are like, I can't use a split V keyboard, and like I've like the first time I used one, I was like, this comes super naturally to me. I didn't have to relearn anything, and it doesn't compute with me. People that can't use split V keyboards, I'm like, I didn't feel any difference. I don't understand, but every person's different. Let's see. I need the Hawk. And then,
yeah, we need the Hawk on there.
Okay.
We should do a medium ship after. Let's do a Prowler.
Yep. We're gonna go for medium ship after this.
Yeah. Oh wait, we were supposed to do the Nova too. Let's do the Nova first, and then we'll head on.
Were we requested to do the Nova?
Yes, we were.
Okay.
We were requested. Sir Toggy asked us to put the Nova on.
Okay. So see, you kind of see where I'm going with this. Where, obviously I have the ships on here. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger. There we go. Okay. And obviously, I mean, this artwork needs to be tweaked a bit. I mean, I'm just doing this really haphazardly.
Okay.
John, the problem with doing a side view is that I want everything to kind of be head on.
Okay. Yep.
So let's prep one more for the Nova.
Yeah, Dr. Huru, AeroMaiden is using a program called Keyshot to render all these photos. So.
Okay, so we got one more, and let's hop back over to Keyshot for the Nova. Let's undo this. Let's hide the Hawk, and let's import the Nova. Let's see, Tumbril, Nova. I love looking at my file names for all the ship models that I've collected over the years because it's very cryptic in terms of like.
Yes, Sir Toggy, tonk. All
right, so there we go. I can see the appeal of doing it sideways. So let's do this sideways just for kicks.
Wait, what's the function of the product you are rendering? Gato wants to know. Sorry if that's not how you say your name.
I mean, basically, so I guess I don't know what level to begin. I guess at a basic level, these are vehicles and ships from a game called Star Citizen, and I'm basically doing just a project on a whim that I kind of been thinking about for a while. That is, yes, it is very much a flex of like you can go to work and be like,
Mm-hmm.
look at my hangar. So people spend real money on ships for Star Citizen, and this is a way that you
Over
can show
10
them off in
grand
real
on
life.
my
So,
account.
um, so because here's the thing, people have a hangar that's digital. It's on a website. There's no real way to share it with people other than
Exactly. Yeah.
a guy called Faki. Wow, that came out really bad. I think his
Fucky
name is
fucky sucky sucky
Lendy
$5. Sorry.
Foki.
Sorry.
I believe he's European. He does an amazing job running a website called Fleet Viewer, which lets you basically
Yes.
import your fleet onto a website, and it generates a nice 3D model of it. And lots of people share their fleet that way. But I
Mm-hmm.
wanted something physicalized, and a lot of people 3D print ships. I've done my own Star Citizen kind of laser cut wood models for ships. Those all take a lot of time to do. I wanted to come up with something that was relatively quick to produce, that
Yeah.
showed off your fleet. And so, I mean, we've been at this for 35 minutes and I'm already rendering ships for it. So it kind of, there's not a whole lot of time in this project, and I don't think there will be a lot of time in it at the end of it, but I like where it's going and it's scratching an itch. So we're going to keep seeing where this goes.
They do have cream for that though, Drew. Just letting you know.
If your desire to play Star Citizen persists for longer than 6 to 8 hours, you should see a doctor.
Exactly. So, or you need to buy another ship to
Oh
fill
yeah,
that
that
void.
that's true. Buying ships for
So,
Star Citizen is indeed the cure.
see, when you get pissed off at CIG, you just buy another ship from
God,
them. It's like, I'm so mad at you, CIG, for this patch. Let me spend another $200. It'll make me feel better. That's literally what
there's
I
more
do.
truth to that than
Yeah, that's literally what I
oh
fucking do.
shit.
So,
I called it the Hawk on accident.
that's funny. Yeah, put a nameplate on it. You're right, John. That's a good idea.
So okay, the problem is that I kind of want the nameplate to be a little bit more than crap. So I will very quickly put a name on it just to show, but I'm definitely not going to do anything that will be representative of what the final product will look like.
Yeah, it's
So
just for lulz.
we're back to the
It's just to appease your brother, man.
We're back to
Just
the
to appease your
bleachers. And okay.
Yes, exactly. That's what CIG asks. Would buying a new ship make you feel better? And it does for about 5 minutes.
Should I change my animation in the corner to the Beavis and Butthead? I understand your frustration. Perhaps buying another ship would make you feel better.
You should.
Oh,
Yes.
Tonks just a little. Let's see if I can.
That's good enough.
Let's see if I
Hey,
can tease
yeah.
it over a little bit. Get it to fit. Oh, there it is. Where's Crazy Tonk Guy? He'd be like losing his mind right now if he saw that I had this on here. Do you know him? Crazy Tonk Guy? He's a streamer.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. We should have him on as a guest one night. Oh shit. We
Oh,
should have had him on a guest.
that would
We
actually
should
be
have.
really fun to have him on.
We should. Yeah. We should have had him on as a guest when he built the Tonk. Oh my fucking god. That would have been so good.
I think
You
he
actually,
I
I mean,
think
you could build another Tonk just to appease him.
I think he
mean.
was streaming at the same time that we
Oh
were
shit.
doing that. So, okay, so as everyone can see, the front row is supposed to be small ships.
There you go. Let's
And
prowler
you
time.
know what? Just for kicks, I'm gonna put my name on the front of this in really terrible font.
Put Lice Maiden.
Actually, you know what? It seems like wasted effort.
Yeah, start talking. That's our
Rice
problem. Like,
Maidens
start talking about Star Citizen. I need to
hanger.
buy another ship.
Okay.
No, Bleacher. Guess who? Star Citizen.
Hanger. Okay. I guess I didn't want to say it. Rice Maidens hanger. Okay. And this. And we're going to make it some terrible font. Okay, and it needs to be much bigger.
So big.
And it's moving away from me, apparently.
See, that's the problem I have, Sir Toggy, with big ships like the Orion, the Endeavor. I like to have way more than I probably should ever have
Well,
because they're
that's. I
affordable
mean, you're
and
not. They're affordable. That's
see
something
that's the problem. See,
nobody
that's
has
the
ever
problem.
said that.
Well, see, that's the problem with Star Citizen. When you're looking at a capital ship for $350, you're like, that's like free. Okay, that's how Star Citizen I am. When you're looking at a ship going $350 for a capital ship, I'll buy 3 of those. Yeah, yeah, that's what Star Citizen does.
Okay, cool. I put my name on
Yeah,
the put my name on the front of this. Everyone can be happy with.
I like that
But see,
actually.
that's
That's
the problem.
simple, but
Is Truggy the Hercules is going to be an amazing ship that does a lot of things that lots of players want. It's when you look at people that are like, I have this dedicated fighter, and it's like, man, unless this game is war 24/7, fighters are going to collect a lot of dust, in my opinion.
well, I mean,
Cool. Look at that.
yeah, well,
Look at that Arial black
yeah, boy.
font that exemplifies the Mustang Alpha I own, the Hawk that I own, and the Tumble Nova that I own. Okay. Okay, so now we're on
Prowler.
to row 2. So medium ships, should we drop
Eclipse or a Prowler or yeah, cause what's a Connie's a large? No, not really, but it's larger. I mean, I don't know. Like, what would you consider a medium? Prowler is actually almost not a medium ship. Let's go with something like uh shit the medium mining vessel, the Mole.
Hmm.
Let's go with the Mole or Corsair. Yeah, Sir Toggy, Corsair. Sorry, I brain fart there. Lancer miss. Super Hornet's small. Sorry, Jonathan, it's too small. We've moved on to medium.
Okay, so we're going to get rid of these. We're going to remove these decals, and then we're going to combine this into the super ultimate thing, and I need to chop the end off this really quick. And I believe this was 53, if I remember right. We're just gonna take a guess and chop the end of this guy off, and we're gonna combine this to be the ultimate in
Viewership.
How are we doing on viewers right now? We making it rich,
6.
or we got ninja level of views now?
Yeah, I got contacted by a guy a bit ago, saying that he dumped Ninja and he wants to give us his $30 million a year. So
I'm on board with that.
yeah, so
Okay,
split
so
that,
it's gonna
15
cover
million
cover it
each.
up a little bit, but I don't think, because I mean, like, nobody's gonna be viewing this thing head on. It's always gonna be at a slight down angle
Yeah.
because it's
I
gonna
mean,
sit on a desk below you. So we're gonna do a medium ship here, and we're gonna see how it looks. But let's just see how that fits. So
what's a good?
let's do a constellation.
Yeah, I was gonna say Connie or a Mole or something of that
Okay,
size,
so we're gonna
40 to
flip
60
back
meters. Yeah.
here.
Or
So
we could do your favorite ship.
So would you? But a super hornet.
It's a small.
It's a super hornet. Oh man.
It's still small. It's on a small
So but a
size.
constellation's medium, right? Like I'm not
It's yeah. It's on
Yeah.
the top end. It's on the top end of medium though.
I guess the
It's like
super hornet would work. I mean, yeah. I guess we're gonna be blurring a few lines here. Let's just make that clear. Do I even have I don't even know if I have constellations loaded.
how about
Andromeda, Connie exterior static. How old is this model? Oh
God,
shit.
don't be
Well,
MK2.
actually, from a downward angle, this might work.
Oh, that's an MK. Yeah, MK3. No, MK4. Yeah, it's
I
MK4.
mean, okay, we're just gonna go with this. I know it's not perfect, but
Yeah,
oh,
that's the
that's a
newest
messed up.
model.
That's a messed up model. Yep, we can't use that model. Okay, let's try something else.
Mm, uh,
Aquila.
yeah.
Okay,
Sorry for
here's.
the yawns.
Oh, this model is more complete for sure. Oh, we got a functioning model here, boys.
Look at us. Look at
Okay,
you.
15, 90.
But Toggy, Connie is like the top end of medium size though, in my opinion. Like, it's 64 meters. It's not
Yeah,
much. It's the largest medium ship you can really get, to be honest. Like, because a freelancer is considered a medium ship, and it's half the size. So, and it's like the low end of the medium size. So, it's it's pushing large. I mean, you could slap a large component of each in there and call it a day too. So, in my opinion, that's just my anus talking. So,
well, Uranus speaks.
it does.
Oh, this is news to me.
Yeah.
All right,
Yours, do-
so we are
yours
currently
doesn't talk to
rendering
you while you're
this.
sleeping?
It spoke to me last night.
I bet it did. Big rap
Um,
at 3 in the morning.
so here we go. So I'm rendering out the Connie really quick, and we're gonna throw this guy back in our model and see how our medium ship row is going. Something I still need to mentally figure out is what we're gonna do with large. Are we gonna hop up to 6, which would mean 2 large ships go
Yeah.
in the second
Yeah.
row, and then the capital row is 1, like maybe 10.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I think that's a reasonable thing to do. So let's
Oh,
pause that.
yeah. Happy ending.
Let's close that. Let's get to Photoshop. Okay, let's open.
I'm just trying to think of a large ship we could use for the next one.
Probably Hammerhead or something. I
Yeah, or
mean,
Carrick. Let's use Carrick.
oh yeah, Carrick's good. Carrick's a good suggestion.
And then we'll go for Cap. We'll go for Idris, I think.
Yeah, Idris or yeah, because I don't have the Javelin put together yet.
Javelin's like super cap, man. That's like, well, I guess you
True,
can
but I
slap that
mean,
in there
like,
too.
if you want like something that's overarching, that would be a good ship to like encompass everything. So okay, I'll do it like that.
Absolutely.
The capitals, the normal capitals will be 10. The
And then
super capitals will be 14.
yeah, I was just literally thinking the same thing. I'm like, you could fill out the rest of the 4 spots with the bigger ships if you really wanted to. So that works.
Okay,
Yeah, let's do
so
that.
we are gonna be back to Creo,
Yeah, Toggy, my butt's been
and
talking to me for years. Actually, my kids got me a Happy Father's Day cup for Father's Day, and instead of Father's Day, it was a Father's Day, so it works. My butt's
okay,
very fluent.
let's see how this works. All right, so that's intimidating.
Oh fuck! That's a little big, boy.
Well, it's
Maybe.
clearly
Oh, there we go.
yeah. So first off, this needs to be taller, like I kind of
A little
suspected.
bit. Yeah, might have to go up 1/8 of an inch. Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting kind of tall here though, which is
Yeah, that's a bit too
this is
tall for
tall
my
creep.
liking.
So I may have to end up raising the bleachers some.
Yeah, go back
To
to your original idea of raising it up 1/8.
yeah. Well, here let me move this into its perfect position. So, um, it should be. You know what? That's perfect. That's perfect. So.
Yeah, but it's still
I
pretty
like that. I
tall.
like that. So we're gonna lower this.
It's a tall boy.
Okay, so there's your constellation, but this whole shebang needs to be
I mean, the idea is still there. Yeah.
slightly taller. So if you were looking at it from here, maybe raise this. Do I really want it that much taller? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do that. We're gonna go for 1/4 of an inch. So now you can kind of see the ship a lot better. And we're gonna raise everything up a 1/4 inch. So 0.2, and then we're gonna raise that back row up a 1/4 inch as well. Okay, so there we go. We've got a medium ship on here, and
I like that actually. Yeah.
okay, so I'm not gonna do another one just to keep us going.
Yeah. Let's do a large. Let's do a.
Okay, so a large. We're thinking. Wait, I didn't actually count. I don't think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, so two larges would be 6 apiece. So let's do that. So we're gonna take this guy, move it up.
Yeah.
To here.
I mean, we could always make the mediums a 4 too, if you want to stretch it out one.
That's
more.
true. I guess it could be somewhat flexible. It's just obviously you want to keep it somewhat straight. Just for
because 2 4s, because you put 3 mediums there, like 4 4 and 4 is 12, right? So put 3 mediums there, 2 larges, 1 capital.
So this is. So we combine these two. Okay, we've got our 1 large. This is obviously going to come up a little bit. And I'm thinking this is probably going to have to be some sort of non-even increment to to come up from. But okay, so let's hop back over to Creo. Or not Creo, whatever it's called, Keyshot. And we're going to load, I'm pretty sure, I think I have the hammerhead ready to go.
Hammerhead, carrot.
Hammerhead, there we go.
That size,
wait, hammerhead, no, wait a sec, that's wrong hammerhead. Hammerhead light is what I wanted.
Wait, what? You have more than 1 hammerhead?
Well, I have light versions of all the models because my modeling engine doesn't like the full. Oh wait, why do I have hammerhead head?
The ship plaques are made out of like balsa wood sort of thing. Balsa wood.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I keep reading it as hammer, and the head is on the next line, and I keep reading it as hammerhead head.
Nice. He asked what they're made out of, the ship plaques. I think wood, right? Like
yeah, so the ship plaque is going to be made out of wood, like a lot of my other models are.
Yeah. Just a wood with a imprint, like a laser.
Maybe what we'll do is we'll take this incline down a little bit.
I mean, you could go the 3D route for the whole thing if you really wanted to, but I mean, what's easier in the end?
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do we're gonna do 15. We'll do 15 degrees. We'll be happy with this. I'm gonna render this really quick and get this back into our modeling engine so we can adjust it. Because I know I have the Idris ready to go, so we can drop the Idris in. Yeah, so the ship plaques are made of wood, and then the ship itself is going to be laser engraved onto the wood. I could make it probably look better if I got like some anodized aluminum or something, because the fidelity of etching in something other than wood is a lot greater. But I'm hoping this comes out and looks nice, relatively. We'll see. I mean, the large ship at 6 is probably going to be about 6 inches across. I mean, that's a lot of wood to etch on. So I'm hoping it looks good. Obviously, what you're seeing is just kind of a very quick concept. If I'm like, I really want to make this, I'll probably put a lot more effort into refining it, building out the bleachers into something I can actually make, as well as like doing a really nice job on tailoring the etching itself to make it look good, because right now I'm just kind of tossing things in here and
right now it's just a rough idea of like what we're just thinking. It's just a very let's throw this together and get it quick.
That okay,
Little quickie.
we're gonna. All right, so we're gonna hop back to the modeler, and then we're gonna load in that hammerhead. Where'd you go? Okay, hammerhead's too big currently, so now it's too small. Okay, so we're slowly getting there. I think this could be just a tad bigger. Okay, so I like that. Maybe come up slightly. Okay, I like that, but obviously this plaque needs to go up. So we're gonna raise it to where it looks.
Yeah, the height issue is really turning out to be something we never really.
But that's
thought of.
okay.
It doesn't have to be completely. I mean, you could go down like half an inch. You could be covering like a little bit of it.
Yeah. So I mean, this is.
Unless you, I mean, that's okay too, right there.
Yeah.
It depends on your angle, right? Like it really does.
Yeah. I'm afraid the capital. Yeah.
Oh,
you know
God,
here.
yeah. Capital ships would be so
here.
weird looking.
So let's try something. So I'm gonna lower this. I'm gonna lower this by a set amount. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of make it slightly hidden just to kind of keep the sizes down a little bit, but there we go. Yeah. Clip it off a little bit, but obviously, like, if you're looking at it from the right angle, it's not a problem.
Yeah, well, that's right. That angle's perfect. But if you're like 3 feet tall and you're looking up, well, you're not gonna see shit. But get taller then, right?
All right. So capital ship, final one.
Oh God, I'm done drinking. Ugh.
Let's see. So if I throw this guy, so we want it to be what, 10?
No, John, the capital is gonna be like 12 to 14 inches wide. It'll be like 4 inches. 6
Yeah,
inches
it's
off
getting
the
kind
ground.
of tall. I mean, let's see how tall we're at right now.
Yeah, we're about 8 inches off ground.
I mean, again, for concepting something out, there was bound to be problems. We're currently at 7 inches tall, so I mean, to be fair,
okay.
if we end at like 12 inches tall, I mean, that's really not that bad,
No,
So,
it's not. 12 inches is. If you want to.
A foot tall really isn't that bad.
Well, if you're getting something like this, you want it to be.
You want it to be
eye-catching.
Look at those.
Yeah, you want it to be eye-catching. You want it to
bleachers.
be a center. You want it to be a center point of your desk or wherever you have it. Be like, people go in and be like, "Oh, what's that? It's big.
What's Star Citizen?
It's not too big.
How much do I have to pay to get into it?"
Be like, "How much?" Oh, yeah, it sparks conversation. You're welcome, CIG. We'll make you millions of dollars. Remember that.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we're gonna slim this down a little bit. JPEG Shrine.
Yep.
It really is. It really is. I mean, some of the JPEGs you can use. It's not entirely a lost cause. So okay, so we're gonna combine these two guys here, and yep, I messed that up slightly. Let's see. Okay.
The javelin.
So, however, we don't want this to be this big. Well, since I don't have the javelin set up, it's gonna have to be the Idris. Could be the 890, but
yeah, that works too.
I said this was 12 across, so I want to take.
Jonathan's right. We were doing 10 across for regular capitals and then 12 for super.
So I'm just gonna take one off the end. Well, okay, so here's the question: do we want it to be 8? No, it's gonna be 10 across. Well, okay, do we want it 8 across?
You want it centered though, so you want one off.
Do we want it? Well, yeah, that's why I'm cutting it. So do we want it 8 across for regular capital ships and 12 across for super capital?
Yeah, that works too. 8 or
Because
10,
I mean it's
whatever. I mean,
6
you want it to
now.
be substantially different. 2 is not that big of a difference,
Eight,
so.
eight's pretty big. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's go for 8.
I mean, you could be weird and go for 9, but.
Let's see. Okay, come on, pick up the point I'm telling you. There we go. And then we need to cut off the end of this guy, cut off the end of that guy, and what we're left with is our capital ship placard.
Perfect.
After I delete the unused hexes. Okay. So capital ship placard's obviously going to be a lot taller. Maybe
Man,
that tall.
the height thing is really showing at this point, though.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. So let's go back to Keyshot one more time and grab our Idris. Let's get rid of that. And man, I hope I have the full Idris model. Actually, now that I think about it, because we may end up having. Because I know at the very least I have the 890 ready to go.
The 890 is about the same size, anyways.
Aegis Idris.
It's a capital. It's a true capital.
Old. I don't know if I have the Idris complete. Yeah, that's. Let's see, Idris exterior. I don't think this is the full model though. Yeah, so this isn't the full model put together. Because I have it put together in the modeler, but I don't have it put together for Keyshot. Let's see, we got old.
Ooh, could you? That's actually an interesting idea, Toggy. Could you etch them in acrylic and let the transparency solve some of your height issue?
So the answer to that is actually yes, I could. I guess I just hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I don't think I have any acrylic on hand right now, so yeah, that might be something I try out in the future. Because especially if you do acrylic, you could do some LED lighting to where the edges glow certain colors, and you could definitely you could make it look as cool as the effort you put into it. Is just having the hours or the time to put into it. But yeah, no, that would definitely be a cool idea. I guess if this succeeds, I mean, it might definitely be something I look into. Okay, so release version. Oh boy.
Okay.
Do I have?
Your brother makes a good point. You could shorten it by staggering each row. So start outside with 4 small, 2 on each end, and then put 2 medium in the middle of next row, and then 2 larger on the flanks, and finally the big boy in the middle of the top. So
yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from putting the ships on this rack any way you want. Ooh, this looks actually
you can
really
do
good.
whatever you want. Cause I mean, some people are gonna have that full, so then it depends on how full you have it. But.
What in the world? Okay, hold on.
890 flipped upside down in the hangar again.
Why did it flip upside down? 0. Wait, what in the world? I'm so confused right now. Okay, this is what I want. So, okay. Oh, it's just okay. So this model apparently doesn't have a proper axis to it, which is fine. I can deal with this, but there's going to be our giant imposing capital ship. So let's render this guy really quick. It's going to give me a second to render.
I
know the side view is much sexier, but the problem is that like it becomes that much longer. Like I don't think I do agree that I think the side view kind of looks better. You have to some degree stick with kind of what's going on with the. I mean,
you have to either go with front views or side views
maybe the answer is all the ships on here is actually a side view instead of a front view. I mean, that might just be the answer. You know,
Yeah,
it might look better that way. It's really hard to say without kind of.
What or you could go with like a kind of a tilted, not a full either way. You
Yeah,
could
I
kinda,
mean, you could do like an isometric,
yeah.
like a 3/4 front view if you wanted.
Yeah, something to show the front a bit, but also show its true size.
That's true. I mean, again, it's kind of as complex or not as complex as you make it out to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there definitely is some merit to playing with the angles that you see. There might be an angle that works really well for everything. Let me get this saved out really quick. And this is our A90J. Let's save that. And then we're going to hop back over to the modeler. And we'll be loading it right here. Whoops, wrong button. Okay, so our 890. And let's throw that guy on there. It's going to be way too big. Oh, well, actually. So let's move it up a little bit. Let's see if we can make Jump Club happy. Okay. Up a little slightly a little more. Okay. Okay, and then this needs to come up.
Oh.
Okay.
There we go.
We got our big imposing capital ship. I'm unsure how tall this is actually going to get, but
It's like what? It's got to be 12 or 13 inches by now. Oh, now it's like 14 or 15.
okay, so hold on. So something I want to do really quick is I want to break the edges on this. So I think this looks better. So we're gonna break these edges.
Smart for the bigger ones.
Yep, the bigger they are, the more you break the edge.
Yes, that's very smart, Drew.
And then this is gonna be
smart. Very smart. There you go. I don't know why you just don't type it in. It's so much easier. Yes. Breaking the edges makes a difference.
well, because it lets you see past it a little bit more.
It's child friendly.
Oh.
No, but it does. It does. It makes a
Apparently
huge
there's
difference,
two
though.
here. Okay. Huh.
But no, it does make a difference, though, for sure.
Yeah, and the hard edges are kind of hard to see around. So yeah, so that looks a lot better.
I like that.
So let's get rid of all of these.
Looks a little less like Guess Who.
Does your ship have tank treads?
Go fish. What? I mean, what? No.
So let's show off.
The 890 is so fat, though.
It's a big boy.
That's a thick boy.
The biggest boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of like fill it out a little bit and just see what it looks like.
Oh, look at that 890 profile in the center. Oh my god, that's so perfect.
It's almost like I planned it that way.
Oh, what the fuck, man? That's so good.
So, let's see. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then do another one here.
Were you wanting to put the name of the ship on the little placard thing?
I really wasn't planning on it, to be entirely honest. I mean, I guess I could to some degree. It's kind of more. It kind of in my mind depended upon space. I don't think it was a necessity, really. More of a kind of nicety, if you will. All right, so that's kind of the final concept,
Okay,
if you will.
that's looking really solid now.
Let's see how tall this ended up being. We're at 12 inches. We're at 12 inches tall. Perfect.
Wow.
It's
12
brilliant.
by 12, 12 by 12.
I think there's
Packaging
I think there's
perfect.
a lot more massaging that you could do with this.
Mm.
It's th- there's definitely in my mind tweaking you could do to make it more visually pleasing. Obviously, I have to uh, build out the
Jonathan.
bleachers.
Shh, shh, shh.
Hey, if I put a
Tell your
hoop on it and gave you a little foam ball, hey, well, you know what? If you had that javelin, it'd have that basketball court in it, and we'd be fine.
I mean, 890s have that too.
That's
Just
true. That's true. Um,
saying.
I need to save this before
That's
power
a
power goes
brilliant
out and
way.
I lose
I
everything. And
loved how that worked out with the trimming the edges there. That made it so much better. Such a small thing that made it way better.
yeah, well, I mean, again, there's small tweaks like that that'll make it look visually a lot better. Um,
Ah, yeah,
you know, that I think
hands
still need to
down.
be
Yep.
done. Um, so like obviously down here, like I think that there is some stuff you can do with making that look nice, and maybe the edge of the bleachers. I have like a side plate that goes up. That side plate can have artwork on it as well. Lots of things that
Yeah,
can
you definitely want something on the sides there for
lots
sure.
of things that can add to the look and feel of it. But yeah, I mean, for working on this for like an hour and 15 minutes at this point, I'm pretty happy with where we got.
And me too.
Um,
Me too.
so I think
GG,
what'll
man.
happen is I'll either work on this in my free time, or we'll keep working on it on stream at a later point. We'll just kind of see what happens. See if I get like a mid evening burst of energy where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make one of those. Uh,
Stream again tomorrow
because that's
night
the
at
thing is like once it
midnight.
once it materializes into a product that's tangible, or not a product, but once it materializes in something tangible, then it becomes real. It's like oh, I made that, and then you can judge kind of people's reactions and like, okay, should I keep developing this into something more.
Yeah,
Brass and acrylic would be cool. I like the acrylic idea. I think there's a lot you can do with it.
I mean, we could have different price points. You know, like a wood one, acrylic one. Like we could have like depending on how much
I
somebody
mean,
wants to spend on it. Like
I'll
that
be
could be.
honest right now. I mean, we couldn't sell this.
Why
CIG's
not?
CIG's IP is stapled all over this. It's like, look at
Well,
that.
no. Well,
CIG, look at
fuck.
that. Look at that thing. Look at that Greebly that some CIG artist spent 5 hours on.
Yeah, well, sigh. Fellow pixelated line.
Hey, you paid that what $725 for
Yeah,
what's the
yeah,
hammerhead at now? 725.
yeah. So I mean, I upgraded mine to a Polaris, but yeah, I had a
Smart man.
Hammerhead for a while.
Smart
Well,
man.
yeah, I mean, it's like twice the ship for $25 more.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, obviously at some point one of these is going to be a Polaris placard, and then all the people will be like, that's fine looking.
I mean, why can't? So like, see, that's what I don't understand is like the guy who does the like, the website you go to make a ship thing on like
Hmm.
your fleet. Like, how is that not licensed? Why didn't you need that license? What's different
Um.
about this
So he's
besides being
I
physical?
think he's so again, don't quote me, but I think he went to so late 2018 is kind of when the whole kind of IP shit hit the fan because CIG released a basically a fan kit and was like, okay, when you signed the EULA, you basically said you weren't going to do any of this shit. And in late 2018 with the fan kit, they updated the EULA to state that if you're doing fan creations, you have to have the fan logo. So I don't really know if he has like a written agreement with CIG. Part of me doubts he does just because he has the like made by made by fans of Star Citizen logo on there, which was kind of a requirement after 2018. I think it's I know I've seen it before on his website. So
So why couldn't we do that with this?
because he's not selling anything, he's not getting any money
Yeah.
for it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You
But
know,
we could.
once
Yeah.
once
Okay.
the money
Yeah.
starts exchanging hands, then
Then that's
CIG
yeah.
wants that license. But
No, that
but
makes
even then,
sense.
like
Yeah.
I mean, once I start exchanging, like even if it was gifting it, um, like once I'm even gifting something, I have to have a license from CIG.
Yeah.
Granted, they've
Okay.
been
Makes
relatively
sense.
lax with giving me a license for gifting stuff in the past, so it's not like it's impossible. But once it gets to the point of like selling, you have limited, well, at least in my experience, you've had a very limited number of slots for IP that you can sell, and you sell it for not for profit. And it's kind of one of those things where you're like, okay, you're not going to make a business off of it. You're doing it for the fun of it.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like, as awesome of an idea as this is, and as much as I probably have people all over the community that would want to buy whatever final product I had was, CIG is gonna never give me a license to sell enough to make any sort of profit or make it worth my while to
Yeah,
do
they'd
anything like
want a
this.
pretty penny for that. Yeah.
Well, but even then, like I think CIG has, like, there aren't very many companies that CIG has partnered with the company is making a profit off of CIG's IP. Like JRDF is one of the few. I
Yeah, I
mean,
don't even know what he makes.
AMD,
I mean,
Intel, but those got bespoke. Those were big partnerships. Like the
yeah.
only small partnership where they're selling CIG IP, I think, is really only JDRF or JRDF.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah,
forget
and
which
he
way it is.
sells his shit for pretty expensive too. I mean, I'm not saying it's shit.
I mean,
He sells his stuff for, and it costs a lot, and it's probably part of it is to pay for licensing and
they're resin printing. There's a lot of overhead that goes into it.
oh,
I
is
could
that
totally
resin?
see why
Okay.
it costs so much, and I'm like, yeah, I get why it costs so much. It's like there's probably a more cost-effective way of doing this if you had the expertise in casting, you know, low-cost molds, etc., etc. But it's what they want, and they seem to be being somewhat successful at it. So
Yeah.
who am I to rain on their parade?
Fair
But
enough. Yeah. Anyways,
anyways,
we made you made a beautiful product. It looks amazing,
yep.
and
And
I like the way it's going.
I'm thinking it's probably getting close to bedtime at this point because
Me too. Yeah, it's
I
1:30.
definitely have work tomorrow. So thank you everyone for joining us for this late Monday night stream. Something that I never thought I would be saying.
Drunken stream. Woo!
Mm-hmm. And thank you for sharing in the exploration of this crazy concept I had in my head. I kind of want to build one just to scratch the itch. Whether or not it becomes something more, who knows? But I think it's probably I think it's good easy to say that look forward to me building something actual out of it. And
That's exciting. Can't wait to
because
see that.
this thing probably wouldn't take me very long to make. So if it doesn't take me very long to make, my desire to make it isn't dampened. So cool.
Excellent.
Well, hopefully we will probably be returning to our regular stream schedule possibly this coming weekend. We'll see how at least for us America folk, how the 4th of July Saturday
Yes.
goes, and how intoxicated I am or hungover I am on Sunday. So we'll probably return to the model we were working on, flush that out some more, and see what kind of funny and questionable design choices we can make with that. So
Good night, everyone.
have
Thanks
a
for
good night,
joining us.
everyone, and we will see you next time.